Hello everyone. Welcome to the first commentated game of the Chicago Curling Club 2023-2024 season. I am Jonathan Horowitz, your commentator for this game between Curl, Drink, Repeat and Collins. One of these teams having a more interesting name than the other one. I won't tell you which one though. They're doing the warm-ups and should be out there in a couple of minutes. So we will go through the biographies of all the team members. For Team Collins, we got both Collinses, Liz and Katie. Surprisingly, they're related. Not going to say how. Then we have Megan Mackinson, who is sponsoring a house this year. And we have Becky Barch, who is not sponsoring a house this year at our club. And then we have Curl, Drink, Repeat, which is Patrick Connolly, Paul Robinson, Brenna Cross, and Melly Capelli. So none of them seem to be related to any of the other ones, which, so it goes. When it comes, the thing that you need to know about them is that they are ready to go. Well, we'll say they come from another club. I don't know which club, though. Sorry about that. I didn't do research beforehand. It's because Collins is from Chicago, and so the local team here, and it's important to note how they play in the other club and how they're able to deal with the ice. So Collins looks like they're going first. They lost the toss, and it is Katie Collins to lead. The other games tonight are on sheet 1, Hess versus Tesh. On sheet 2, Schwego versus Wright. And on sheet 3, Carlson versus Hotel California. Just to give you, but there, Collins delivering the first stone. Looks light. Oh man, did I miss this. So a couple of things to note here. You can't really see the walls, but they were very much redone over the summer. And a couple of things were added. The first thing is Chicago Curling Club. We finally put in all of the new victories that we've won since 2015, which is very nice. The unfortunate thing is we seem to have lost some training tools. And we'll hopefully be able to get those back. We'll see. Melly Capelli to deliver her first stone. Collins' first stone did not make it past the hog line. It was burned. This one looks a lot harder. They're sweeping out of the hand. It looks into me. Yeah, they stopped the sweeping. And here it comes. We'll get over the hog line pretty straightforwardly. Is it going to stick around? Ooh, yes, I think it will, based on the sweeping there from the skip of Connolly. Collins coming to the back. Yep, it's going to settle on the back 12, back 8. It's an okay shot. Certainly, people still figuring out the ice, and also, remember, this is the first Spawn Spiel of the year, folks. Nobody's actually figured out the ice yet. Nobody remembers how to curl anymore. We all forgot over the last 6 months. Who does this thing? All right, Katie Collins with second stone. A lot more weight on this one. They're still sweeping out of the hand, though. Looks like that'll get over, though. I'd be surprised if that's hogged. Ooh, it's getting close. No, it'll get there. Looks like that's going to be a nice center guard. Can they get it over? Can they get it over? Almost. 1-2 guard there. Looks nice. Connolly calling for another guard over the center. Don't know about that strategy. Biggest thing here when it comes to strategy with the leads, of course, is that you want to keep it near the center. You want to keep the center open if you have hammer, and you want to keep the center not open if you don't have hammer. Because if you keep the center open, then you have the last stone. You can always draw it to the center, and if you don't, that's what you want to do as the team with hammer. Without hammer, you want to close that off because then it makes it much harder for them to draw to the center and get a point, and it makes it much easier for you to steal a point. So having sort of center guards is a very risky strategy for a team that has hammer. Ooh, Capelli might have overdone it there. Yes, she did. And leaves it open for Collins. Megan Mackinson to throw now. Mackinson, Mighty Mac, as we say, throwing first stone, throwing the second stones, trying to draw into the top of the house, which would be the house being the circle, the 12-foot there. Looks a little heavy. Maybe not. One thing you don't know about this ice, it happens a lot, is figuring out weight can be a real challenge early in the season. And the other thing that can happen is, it's just going to stick around. The other thing you can't say is whether... trying to think of how to word this. Give me a sec. Is figuring out weight can be a challenge early in the season, and figuring out exactly what the ice is doing can also sometimes be a challenge early in the season. All right, second stones being delivered now by Brenna Cross of Team Curl, Drink, Repeat, the Yellow Stones. And Cross says stone is going to cross the hog line. Ha 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 ha. Looks like should get in top house. Oh, a little bit at the end? No, just a little bit late. Gotta say that, unfortunately, that's probably the sweeper's fault there. If you really want that in the house, you really need to make sure you give a little more sweep. So you can see there's a lot of stones up front. Makes it very difficult to people to curl around. Looks like they're going for the hit here. Makes a lot of sense after that last throw. Mackinson didn't seem to have weight down. So you give her a hit, and then it doesn't really matter about weight. It matters about line. Her line was good. It's close. Collins waiting for the curl. They're trying to get a little bit of an inside roll here, because what they want to do is they want to hit on the inside of the stone so they can go under the guard. Looks like they're not going to get that. Just going to hit it straight on the nose, and that's okay. Red's lying too. So there are two options here for Connolly. The first one is to draw around. The second one is to try and come inside and to hit it back, and that looks like what he's going to do here for Cross. The advantage here of hitting, of course, is that you take rid of one stone, and theoretically, even if you miss the shot a little bit, you'll still be shot rock. The disadvantage is if you draw, you'll also be shot rock and be in a really good position to at least take one. You probably should be able to hit on the next one. But nothing wrong with the hit here. Is doing that. They're sweeping. That looks a little narrow by my edge. That might hit that guard. It is going to hit that. Oh, wait, did they get past that guard? Oh, that's a great sweep. I don't know if that's going to stick around. Oh, no, it's too narrow. They've swung and missed. They managed to hit it right in the middle. It's a field goal. Unfortunately, a field goal in curling is worth 0 points, which is why it's a superior sport to American football. Collins throwing the guard here. And Collins throwing the guard here. Becky Barch is the vice, throwing a guard. So the goal here is, of course, to cover that shot rock. Then you get 2 stones in play, and that gives you a huge advantage coming into the last, into the back half. There, it looks a little light, but I think it should work as a guard. Ooh, is it gonna overcurl? Just a little bit there. Not ideal. And looks like it could be close there. So Connolly is going to call. No, he's calling a draw. See, this is the issue, of course, with having a center guard there, right? And that center guard, right here. Oh. Okay, never mind. Center guard is that Connolly, that yellow center guard, means that they can't draw to the center now. They have to draw around that red guard all the way on the side by the wall to try and get anything. And that's a much harder shot than would happen otherwise. It's looking like a really nice hit, though. If they're off it, are they going to be able to get there? Should have stayed on. That's being caught between two mines. It's not the worst thing in the world. They have cut them down one. But that's one where you really want to keep sweeping. Connolly cutting them off a little bit too soon. Because if you keep sweeping there, what would happen is the would have stayed straighter, and it would have been able to hit that red and knock in a little bit for shot rock. But because he didn't sweep, it stayed out. So it goes. We've all been there. All right. Next stone, Becky Barch to throw. Barch trying to get around, or at least maybe cover it up a little bit more. She's not going to get around. I think she's going to hit. No. Oh, no. Is she going to get that hit? Oh, she might. No, she's not. But I think she'll get second shot. And she will, and it's frozen on to that yellow. So you have that little back thing there. Keep on throwing that way. I guess because they know the line, that is a good reason to do that. But it is by the wall. And in general, when you're in a club curling environment, the closer you are to the wall, the more likely things are to go haywire. But it is early in the season, so maybe the wall hasn't become a quagmire just yet. It is a hard thing about being an ice person. Alright, so trying the hit again. They're off it. It looks like, oh, I think they're going to get a piece. They are. That's a wonderful shot. Shot rock for yellow and behind cover. That's a very nice shot to try and salvage, get something. Collins trying to call to the top four for herself, using that line that she already knows. Now, the other advantage, of course, the fact that they're using that is the pebble has been worn down, so they don't have to throw as hard to get there. As we saw at the beginning of the end, the pebble coming from the other way can be very difficult. So there is an advantage there, and you also know the line. So that all makes sense. And the room is there if you can do it. We did see that on the first yellow stone, as well as the first yellow vice stone, the stone that was thrown by Paul Robinson. Comes in, so Liz Collins, the skip of Team Collins, to come in. And she make the throw to put her team, to give her team shot rock. I'll also say, for Collins, and the fact that she doesn't have hammers, it's been a very good end. Oh, hey, that's new. Sorry, there's a clock. It's my first time in the curling club all season, so excuse me as I say random things about, oh, hey, that's new, or hey, that's different. Just, getting used to the parameters. Trying to get around the guard. Doesn't look like it's going to get there. Nope, it's going to crash right on it. That's not great. The one thing it does do is it cuts off the center entirely. It kind of cuts off that line that people have been using, because I don't know if you can get around that red guard. Looks like Connolly's going to try. I don't know if that's the right call. Patrick Connolly thinking he can get around that. I don't really know if the line is there to get around it. But, I'm not playing right now. There are a couple other options, and I don't know if he's using them properly. The big option, of course, is he has the promote. That yellow guard that's closest to the house is very easily promotable. And if you can get it, you don't need to move it all that far. You just need to move it about 8 feet to get there. And you don't even need to move it in any particular direction either, which means that you have a lot of room for error on the promote. One of the hardest things about promotes is usually you have to be very tight. But essentially, if you throw with T weight, T plus weight, so you have a room for error and hit it more or less anywhere, you should be able to get shot rock. Because if you hit it straight back and hit a little bit too hard, it'll just hit that yellow that's in the back behind it, and it'll work. You do that. So Connolly throwing now, and that looks heavy coming out of the hand. Oh, well, they're calling sweep, so maybe not. No, I can't tell if that's for line or for weight. Looks like it's for line. Oh, he is throwing the promote. No, he isn't. They're trying to curl around, and it looks like they'll succeed. Oh, that's a very nice shot. Very nice shot from the skip there. Yellow line 2, that's beautiful. That's a very good shot. That puts Collins in a very tough situation here, because she has to get down to that back one, but it's really hard to curl past that top yellow, both of which are out counting that red. Gorgeous shot there by Connolly. Very nicely played. The hit is there if she wanted to play that. The issue with the hit is you are functionally just letting him make the same shot a second time. And don't really want to do that. The other option is to try and use the side that nobody's used before, and to try and draw around, going the other way. Her and Becky Barch are looking at the same things, right? So the lead assignment's happening. So that's another possibility. Phew. That's fun. Okay. So sorry, y'all. I'm looking at something on my phone. Curious what is going on. Ooh. That'll be fun. Hey. Cool. Collins to make the shot. Looks like they're going to come around for a draw. I got something important happening. All right. Is she going to be able to make it around? No. Are they going to be able to make it past that? No. This is, of course, exactly why they wanted that. And still lying too. Yellow now with a shot at 3. Possibly. Are they going to use the forbidden side? Yes, they are. Finally using the other side after 6 straight shots going down the wall side. They're finally using the other side. It makes sense to me. There are only 2. You're already lying 2, and all you need to do is if you can hit white at any real level, you can get there. And you don't know the side, but getting 3 would be a very nice start for team Curl, Drink, Repeat. So let's see. None of our other sheets have posted yet. All of them, though, into the second end. So we're in the slowpoke game.
Right up 1.
Right up 1. Right up 1 on sheet 2. And Carlson up 1 on sheet 3. And still not posted on sheet 4. Or sheet 1. Here we go. Trying to get 3. Did he get around the guard? No, he did not. It's a tough shot there. Especially because you don't know the side, you don't know the angles. But absolutely a worth it risk, because worst case scenario is you get 2. And guess what? It's 2 yellow. It's a nice start there for Curl, Drink, Repeat. That's exactly what you're looking for with Hammer coming out of the first end. You want to get your 2 and take the lead and put some pressure on the other team. So as we start the second end, let's look at the other streets. So on sheet 2, we got Right up 1-0 over Schwego. On sheet 3, we got Carlson up 1 over Hotel California. And sheet 1, we have a tie between Hess and Tesh. And now we go back to Curl, Drink, Repeat. Connolly now to throw, of course, because if you score, you lose Hammer. So Curl, Drink, Repeat. Having a tough thing to do here. Anyway. Here we go. Trish Stone. Will it get over the hog line? Looks like it should be fine. Melly Capelli doing her best. You know, I should probably have asked them about how to say their names. Too late now. you get to deal with any mispronunciations I have, and there's nothing you can do about it. All right. A nice corner guard there. Collins, looks like she's calling something, I don't know. Collins, throwing for Collins. So many Collinses on this team. Half the team, plus the name. That looks a little light, I think. Well, I mean, it should be a guard. No, they're going in behind. Oh, that's a very nice shot if she can pull it off. Can they get there? Yes. Up, up, up. And gorgeous. That's a beautiful lead stone right there, right behind the guard. Almost over curled a little bit. Now they're lying one. The corner, the center is all free. So Connolly's going to have to chase here. He's throwing, looks like he's trying to throw red on top of it. So the advantage of that shot is that you should at least loosen up where the red is and you can try and hit it out on the next stone. And worst case scenario, you should miss, and then worst case scenario is you don't end up right on top and you end up either shot stone, or you end up behind it, or shot stone in another way. So Melly Capelli to throw that. That looks a little heavy coming out of her hand. That said, I'm having a poor read of the ice right now, and I would say that's because of the fact that last time I was on the ice was in April. So that's getting close. They're sweeping now. Are they going to get to it? We're a little bit. Not ideal, but not terrible. The nice thing here is that they do have the opportunity to hit that out. That is going to be there. It's a tight one, but it is doable. So Liz Collins trying to split the house, having her mom, Katie Collins, throw to split the house. So the advantage of splitting the house is that you want to put another stone in about the same line, similar place. And the goal is that you have two stones in about the same location. And in that same location, you should be able to keep the stone. You should be able to have two stones in play and both counting, and they can't get you out immediately. Of course, a little bit late on that. It's hard. It can be a little bit hard because that's a line nobody's used before to get there. And she was a little bit light. By a little bit light, I mean a lot bit light. And get there. So, looks like he's trying to do the same thing, but right on top of that. I don't know if that's the best option, but it is an option. One definitely has to look at that as an option. And there's the shot. Just a little bit light, a little bit light, really. And now they've done it. Now Colin's trying to come around the guard the other way, using the wall to go and get her second point, because that's what they're looking for. Hess and Tesh still have not posted. And close. So there's shot. It's around, but nobody's sweeping, and Connolly's coming. That looks a little heavy for Megan Mackinson. Will that stick around? Yes, it will. That's a very nice shot. One problem with it is it's a little bit deep, and so they can go and freeze on top of it, which is exactly what Connolly's calling for. That, to my eye, doesn't look like enough ice. So if you look at where the skips are putting the broom, right, the broom that they're putting down is where they want the curler to throw the stone initially. The curler should have the stone specifically on the broom itself, and then the stone's going to curl across the ice to where they expect to place it, and the skip will walk over to where that is. So that's why you see the skips moving the way they do and why they put the broom the way they do. And I was going to say I didn't think there was enough ice for that type of shot, meaning that the broom was too narrow so that if she hit the right way, it was going to move enough. And maybe a little bit hard to tell there because she was a little bit light. Did curl more than I expected, but so it's good to see. So Collins giving a lot more broom for the second shot from Mackinson. The plan now is to put it in the top 12, stopping all the, basically guarding that, and do that. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to get there because it didn't curl enough. Will they be able to get around? No. So the sort of backup option was to hit the guard there and to try a little bit more. Now it looks like Connolly's calling a hit. So the last stone was a guard, was a draw to try to draw down. This time he's trying to hit. And the idea here with the hit is, let's just get rid of it. And if he can get a nice roll, you can also put him in the next position. All right, here's Robinson with the throw. That's going to be close. They're sweeping the whole way. Will they be able to get there? It looks like it's going to curl. Oh, yes, it's going to curl. I don't know if it's going to roll at all. It will not roll. It's just going to knock right there. But, so Collins come back and hit. I think that's probably the right call there. Yep, she's calling the hit. Calling it hack to control weight. So there are various weights in curling. You have hack weight, which will get you to the hacks, the thing you throw out of. Board weight, which will get you to the boards, which are the back boards at the edge of the sheet. And then you have control weight, which is slightly more than that, but you're still under control. And then normal weight, which is like, you're just going to kind of shove it a little bit. And then you have what we call in Chicago museum weight, because we have a museum in the back here. And that should end up in the museum if you do it right. Here comes the throw that looks a little bit wide, not going to come over enough. It does not. And yellow keeps going. That is a unfortunate error there. Connolly now trying to guard. Center guard up. You can get the center guard here. It becomes very powerful because it becomes very hard for Collins to score. The hard thing about this, particularly at this level, is if you get that, it just becomes really difficult to do anything with the rock. That happens, and then the draw becomes much weirder. Alright. Here comes the shot. Capelli and Cross ready to go. Are they going to get there? No, that's a... ooh. Actually, it's not bad. It does guard it. The throw is still there. Yeah, so now she's calling. You can see the weight there. She's calling back line to hack weight. So you see how I put a broom on the back line? That indicates back line weight. Hack, with the fact that she hit her foot, is hack weight. The higher up your body, the more weight you throw. I don't know. Shoulders are clearly more powerful than toes, is the curling belief. There's that. That looks a little narrow. They're sweeping the whole way. I think they can get off it now. Nope, they should not. And they're getting it past the guard. Yes, they are. Are they getting it there? Yes, they are. That's a very nice shot by Becky Barch. And just enough. I think it's sticking around, but it doesn't really matter. It's third or fourth shot, and those ones in the corner are moving to red. That's a very nice shot by Barch. That's very difficult. That touch is tough. It is repeatable, though. Connolly could definitely hit it back. But, we shall see. So, Connolly calling for his first shot. What he wants to do is he wants to throw the exact same shot Becky Barch just threw on her second. He wants to hit that, and Patrick Connolly do it. Here we go. That's narrow. I'd sweep now. They're not sweeping. I seem to trust him more than I trust him. Oh, and with good measure, that looks like it's going to hit, but I think it's going to roll away. No, it won't. More weight for Connolly, but he was able to get the shot. Frankly, they're now in a little bit of a rock trading mode. So generally with this favors the team with hammer, especially because they already have second shot. So fundamentally, if you keep trading stones like this, what should happen is Collins should end up with two. The one issue here, especially early in the season, is somebody could miss. And if somebody misses, then that changes the whole complexion of the end. But based on what's happened so far, you gotta say it looks pretty good for Collins to get two here. If she can get any roll whatsoever in any direction, also could really be an opportunity for 3. But you gotta hit first. Because you hit, he hits, she hits, and we're there. We're on to skip stones? No, vice stones. I don't know. Thumb stones. Collins get there? Sorry, that was on sheet 3. It should have been clearer. And yes, he's gonna hit it. And roll away. Still. Ooh, I don't know. Is that second shot? Oh, that's close. Real close. Can't tell. I want to say. There we go. Based on the angle, I want to say yellow is second shot, but and red is third. I don't know though. Hard to say. Who's to say? Anyway, Connolly to throw is second. I think he's trying to throw an inside-out hit here. One thing that's interesting about Team Connolly is the way that they all throw. They don't really throw where their body is centered behind the stone. They throw where they're a little bit to the side. It works for them, but it's very interesting. You know, he's trying to curl it in, essentially to be second shot. That is way too hard, and that should end up out the back. So I do think they're second shot. The question here for Collins is there a way to get 3? And yeah, they're calling that yellow second shot. Okay, good. I'm glad that I can see it from back here. I'm not blind yet. I'm getting there, but we're not there yet. So the question for Collins here is, is she able to do that? To get herself in that position. Oh boy. By the way, and able to clear out that stone in a way that makes sense for her. So, I will say it's certainly possible, but it's probably better just to draw and get your 2. All she has to do is hit white to get 2. Pretty easy. There's a pretty large port there. We just saw Connolly miss it, but he doesn't really need to worry about being behind any guards or anything. Just needs to hit it. So here she goes to draw, I believe, for 2. Very important shot in the context of this game. A tie end, of course, being a huge deal. Oh, that looks light. Oh no, sweeper's going hard. I don't think she's no. Collins coming out, Barsh coming out, everybody coming out. All 4 of them. Will they be able to drag it there? Can they do it? Can they do it? Can they drag it? All the oomph, all the oomph, all the oomph, all the oomph, all the oomph. Oh my God, that's close. Certainly one red. We'll see. And are they gonna measure? All right, they are gonna measure. They're gonna measure the yellow and the red for 2. So you'll see the measuring stick come out here, so they can figure it out. As they caught the measuring stick, let's do some quick transitions here. So the Hess-Tesh game, 4-0 to Hess. 1-1, Schwegel right in 3, and still 1-0 in the Hotel California game. Here we go. Here's the measuring stick. Robinson putting it out. So in the middle of each window, in the middle of each house, there is a little hole that's drilled in the ice, and then there's a swinging stick, and they drudge the stick to see which one's closer, and then there's the stick has a little thing that just says, how close each stone is to each other. It's hard to tell from the human eye, but the stick gives us a better idea. The both vice skips check between themselves. Whichever one is the higher number is pretty straightforward. So we shall see in a second. What they generally do is they kick whichever one into the middle, so everybody knows. The yellow being close in the red, so 1 red there. Unfortunate for Collins. Just not quite enough. Very close, though. And there we go. 2-1. going into the third. Measures can take a lot of time out of the game, but that was a relatively quick one. So, if we move to sheet 3, we can yell at Grant. Grant being one of the players on Hotel California, but also somebody who apparently doesn't know how to hang a score. Sometimes anyway. Okay. So Collins is the lead. That's a much better shot by Katie, and helps get a nice center guard. First time we've gotten a good center guard so far this game. Maybe they can take advantage, get the extra point to tie it up. You want to commentate, Jim? No. All right. So 4. The Melly Capelli throwing lead for Team Curl Drink Repeat. Looking good. It's close. They're trying to throw a corner guard here, tight corner guard. And not going to quite get there. It's a little bit deep and in. Collins ignoring that. Liz Collins ignoring that to have her mom throw it in behind the center guard. That's the right call here. That stone will still be there in the next time to hit, and also it's not in a particularly threatening position. If you can get yours behind and get it behind cover, a little bit past the guard, you have a real opportunity to steal here. And, ooh, that's going to be close. Can they get it past the guard? Ooh, can they get it past the guard? Ooh, no, they can't. Oh, that's so unfortunate. That really had nice weight. Well, they've carried a 2-guard cover there. It's not the worst shot. Unfortunate there. If she had gotten it around, I think that had fantastic weight. Just a little bit narrow, maybe not enough room given. So you can see now Connolly trying to split the house. He's coming outside in as compared to inside out, using that same line that we saw a lot in the first quarter. So glad that we got those. Anyway, so we'll see. Can they get around? Because all he wants to split the house the same way as the last one. Now, this is not as good as the other time, the other split. Because the thing here is that, yes, you're splitting the house, but you're splitting it very high. And you can basically just ignore the split if you play it. Oh, and it's a little light anyway. Collins now to throw the hit. Megan Mackinson up, the second. We'll throw a hit here. And hello and welcome to Jim Clan in the booth. Hello, Jim. How you doing?
Thank you, Jonathan, and good evening, curling fans. It's good to be here at the Chicago Curling Club for the first day of the first Bonspiel of the 2023 season.
Oh, that's narrow.
Yeah, that's neither fish nor foul. Not gonna hit it nor stick around and back.
Oh. All right, Connolly now trying to use the stack of reds to come around. I guess second shot would be there. So Jim, I have a question for you. Do you, when the skip gives you that second option, do you want to know it or do you not want to know it?
Not really. I prefer a broom and a weight.
Yep.
Give me the broom and tell me what weight we want, and if there's a plan B where we're improvising off of that, that's kind of between you and the sweepers.
Yeah, that's my thoughts too. That's really how I feel. I want the minimalist information possible. The more information I get, I feel like the more likely I am to miss the shot. Well, just like that.
Yeah, well, we'll have another chance, another poke at that takeout.
Yep. Would you throw the take here?
I probably would not, but that's me personally. I'm more of a draw player.
That's fair. I think there's definitely an advantage to the take here. And Mackinson's draw weight earlier was not ideal, but also I think that the ice has gotten more predictable since the first end. Is that wide? Yes.
Unfortunately, yes, it is.
Well, too narrow on one, too wide on the other. She'll hit it on that third shot.
So this is the last draw of the day. We have first event games on sheet 2 and sheet 3, and second event games on sheet 1 and sheet 4.
Oh.
And,
Yeah. Also, been commenting on the new decorations that we've added since.
for those of you who haven't been to the club yet, you're in for a treat. It starts out with the parking lot before you even walk in, and then we have our new furniture in the lounge and by the fireplace, and our curling house decorated with 15 new cans.
Yep.
Commemorating past state champions.
One thing that I am surprised though, and I'd like to see back if we could, is we got rid of the weights.
The weight chart. Yes, we still have it. It's just in cold storage for a moment, and I think eventually it'll be back out.
Yeah, it was a very nice learning tool. All right, here's the hit by Barch. Looks like she's gonna get it this time. Like I said, third time's a charm. Can they get it back?
A little bit of a roll, but not enough.
Not enough. Still there. I think Connolly's probably gonna hit here. Yep, gonna hit back. Paul Robinson to throwing vice rocks. See if he can get there. Yep, Paul Robinson. One thing that I've noticed about Team Curl Drink Repeat is that they don't really have a slide. Their slides don't really end up in the sort of way that you would teach her everything's behind the stone. They're kind of off to the side a little bit almost.
Well, I'll try and keep an eye on that as they throw.
And it's not
They did make the takeout. They lost the shooter, so it's a clean end as we move on to the 6-rack.
Yep. Becky Barch to throw it. Teams. So since we last put up rocks, we've had 15 people win state titles. It's pretty good. 15 teams, I guess, win state titles.
Yeah, so that includes those are the club championships. It includes the men's, the women's, the mixed, and I believe the seniors.
Okay. Nice. And that is going to just stick around. Shot rock.
Shot rock. At this point in the end, who knows? It might come into play.
Yep. Robinson throws second rock. This time he's going to throw a draw. Always a hard thing to do when you throw a hit on your first stone, have to throw a draw on your second one. You want to dial it back, but you don't want to dial it back too much and all that. Well, I'm not quite going to get there, but they might just end up on that backing on the red. No, it died.
Right to the tee line.
Yep, and wide open. The one tricky thing about this shot, at least we'll see when Becky and Liz move, is it looks like if you hit it straight, like on the nose, you'll hit out that red, and you ideally don't want to do that. I think I can't quite.
Well, she won't be trying to nose hit it. She'll be trying to get a little roll there. If she does get the roll, she'll stay off the jam.
Yes, absolutely. If she gets any roll, she should stay off the jam, whether the roll is in or out. But again, it does make it a little more tricky than just your typical takeout, because you don't want to have that jam.
And realistically, yellow has hammer. They should be able to outdraw that backbiter anyway, but sometimes ends go in unpredictable ways.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. All right, let's Collins throw her first. Control weight.
Liz generally throws control unless there's a compelling reason not to.
That's That's a nice shot.
On it, got the roll. That is well nigh perfect.
That is a gorgeous shot. That really puts curl, drink, repeat in a whole heap of trouble. Collins throws first, and you gotta either outdraw that, which is very difficult. You gotta get full button, or hit it somehow, which
not really possible. You could go off the yellow on the left side, but obviously the draw is a better shot, and at the very least you'll outcount the backbiter. So.
Right, exactly. So that's a gorgeous shot by Collins there.
So I substituted onto this team this morning. I substituted for Becky Barsh. It was a tough matchup because we were up against Team Wright from Exmoor. And as I would put it, the final score of the game was Team Wright 11, Liz Collins 6. Because she made all the skip rocks. Actually got us 6 points, which against Wright was something of an accomplishment. But it was all her doing.
I do want to say, it's surprisingly rare in open bonspiels to see an all-women team.
That's true, but we also have an all-male team from Exmoor, so there you have it.
Yeah, I mean, opens any gender, any order.
When they say open, they mean open. And meantime, that draw actually came up as a guard, so that helps Team Collins.
Yeah, if they can get around this, they could really be lying free and really put real pressure on curl, drink, repeat. All right, Liz Collins on her second shot. Hard. And there you go. She's trying to draw around the yellow. She can get around. It'll be a very nice shot. Looks like she's gonna go.
Can they get it there?
No, I think that's light. Yep.
It's light, so it does serve as another guard, and all yellow has really is a tap up.
There's also theoretically a draw.
That might be what they're calling.
Looks like they're looking at the tap. I feel like you have to play the draw, and the tap is your plan B.
Well, if with that much boom, don't you think that's what they're doing?
It's just that he's behind the stone, right? Maybe.
Well, we'll see how it shakes out.
Yeah. You're right. It could very well be the draw. I will say, yeah.
You get a lot of broom for a raise.
He's a lot of room for a raise. You're right about that. Haven't been able to pick up exactly how much it's curling or not curling.
Yeah, it's always a little tougher when you're not standing right behind the sheet.
No, yeah, you're right. It always is. All right, here's the shot. Looks heavy. Because it is heavy. Barge to sweep just to make sure it gets past that red, and it will, and it's two.
It's a steal of 2.
That's a very nice end from Collins.
And speaking of Team Wright,
let's go.
Team Wright just blasted the Shago team with a 6-ender in the 3rd end.
Here's our
and
update.
now leads 7-1 after 3.
Ooh. So here's sheet 1. Tash up 5-1 after 3. On sheet 2, as we said, they're right up 7-1 over Schwago. They're a very big second end. And on sheet 3, Carlson at a Hotel California, 2-1 after 3. That being another close game. Definitely a game we'll keep our eye on. There. If the Californians and the fake Californian can make it happen.
There's plenty of room at the Hotel California.
Well, corner guard there for Katie Collins. Now, Connolly gets to play. Something interesting that I've noticed about Connolly as in terms of going second is that he's not afraid to throw a center guard, which is something that I've been taught a lot of you don't really want to do when you have hammered. All right, Melly Capelli throwing here as lead. It does limit your options, although in fairness, if this shot is hit, it will be in play, but if not, they're kind of...
Well, yes, this is certainly atypical. The non-hammer team put up the corner guard, and the hammer team put up the center guard, but I guess you end up with the same thing.
Right, exactly. All right, Katie Collins throwing her second. And it looks a little heavy. Connolly out to sweep. Is he gonna be able to sweep it through? Gonna be close. No. Very close.
Go ahead, say it.
Shot rack. So, the... Capelli gets a throw, now a draw behind those two guards. Whoever can get behind those two guards there really puts themselves in a very nice position to score in this end. It's going to be very hard to do it, particularly if you can be in the top of the house and behind the tee line. So the tee line being right in the center of the house, you can see there's kind of a T there, which is where it gets the name from. A little light. Helping Collins there. Late draws being the theme of the last couple ends for both sides. Liz Collins coming up light on a draw in the second end, and then Connolly coming up late in the draw as well. Looks like that was a little bit wide.
Perhaps in the last draw of the day, second game after the scrape, the ice is slowing down just a bit.
Yeah.
I certainly don't have a stopwatch, so I can't testify to that. But yes, we have had a number of light rocks.
I don't know as much as that. My guess is most mistakes at this point are just it's early in the year and everybody's...
And curler fatigue can be an issue also. It's the second game of the day, just don't get the leg drive.
Exactly. Curler fatigue can definitely be an issue. I'd also say that the early in the season I think is a big thing, and also with the rain outside, being on an edge sheet means that a lot of the humidity might be coming in a little bit to the house.
Well, it's interesting you should mention that because Ryan was just showing off his new monitoring device that tells him the ice temperature, the air temperature, and the humidity on all four sheets in real time.
Oh, so hopefully it's not a problem.
It was more humid on the other outside sheet 1, but Ryan told me that's because the sensor wasn't working properly.
Okay.
So, take that for what you will.
Our ice maker Ryan Murphy always trying to add and usually successfully adding new gadgets to help the ice get better in Chicago. We're very blessed to have such a good ice maker. All right, this looks a little heavy. I don't think it's gonna stick around.
Well, this is...
It will stick around, but it's gonna hit something now.
Or did it spin back? I think that's still in the house. This is Backbiter City.
Oh man. All right, Collins line 3. As we move into the last of the second stones. Obviously down 3 isn't great, but if Brenna Cross can get really anything that's not heavy here in the house, it's really difficult.
You can throw out those back rocks and just make one draw. I mean, that resets the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. so you can do it. They're sweeping from the hand, so maybe, maybe not. No. I'm going to say no here. Actually,
A little kick and yeah.
the weight
Actually, it was not a bad weight.
Not a bad weight.
But the tick got him.
Yeah, just a little bit, either a little bit narrow or maybe not enough room. Can't really tell. All right, Colin's throwing from the same side. I guess that's the right call. It's hard to say. I always know.
Well, it's with those high guards. It's real tough to come around the other side.
Yeah.
I might still be tempted to come around the left side just because I never like going real close to the wall.
Right, exactly. One thing that has also happened with both teams, they are a lot less afraid of the wall than I would be. They're really not afraid to be on the wall side. Whereas for me, the wall side means it's going to be more unpredictable, and I want to be predictable. Connolly also throwing a draw here. I want to be on it. Oh, no, maybe not. Throwing backline weight. To be honest, I don't like a draw here for Connolly. I think the promote is the right call.
Well, with back line, he might be thinking that if he angles that, it will come to rest.
All right. Robinson
Not far from the tee line.
Throwing for curl drink repeat. It's close. That is what they're doing. They're throwing a promote here. Can that stay in play? I think it will.
That is a sweet shot.
That's a very nice shot. And shot rock. Gorgeous shot there. Very nice throw from Paul Robinson. And now the whole end's reset.
Yep.
Is that open? No, I'm just seeing things.
No, well.
If you can throw, as I called it earlier, museum weight, maybe, but it's not a shot that a lot of people have in their arsenal. They're going for it anyway.
Well, the problem is, even with museum weight, then I don't know if you're going to curl enough to get back to the target.
No, they're trying it anyway. I think the plan B here is maybe they take a guard and it's not the end of the world. Sweep. No, that's going to overcurl.
Unfortunately, if it noses the guys, oh my, that almost looked like a pick. That really took off.
Maybe. So now you're sort of in two minds with Connolly. You know they're going to try and hit that again because it is open now. It's more open than it was before.
Right.
But you could also just be aggressive and try and get a second in anywhere.
Yeah, second rock in might be your best guard at this point.
Might be. It's not what he's going for. He's going for the guard. But the non-wall side has opened up a lot more because you don't have that rock all the way to the corner. And honestly, there's a port on the wall side too if you wanted it.
There is.
Throwing the guard though. And doesn't help much.
Hard reset.
Yep.
Try.
It is worth it. So looks like Liz is gonna be able to throw that hit now. Probably with normal.
Almost surprised not coming in the opposite direction, but it can be deceiving for us. You know, I feel like the view is different on our right monitor and on our left monitor. So
yeah,
it's hard to tell if the better shot is on the right side of the guard or.
I think
Yeah, it's hard to tell whether the best shot is inside out or outside in.
Yeah.
It appears she's calling outside in.
Yeah, but I think that's what the discussion's about right now. Between the two of them, it's better. I would probably say outside in. I think it's just a little bit more predictable if there's a little bit less space. But
I'm going to get up and stand behind the sheet and then make that call.
All right. Jim will be right back. He's going to check it out for us. he can give a little bit of a better angle. So we're behind sheets 2 and 3. We're right in the middle. They're on sheet 4, which is on the edge. So we can't really see directly. So the plan is that he can look behind directly and give us a little bit better of an angle than what we got. The cameras are pretty good, but they're not perfect, and they're, you know, when you're there, it tells you.
For the takeout, you want to go inside out. Yeah, there she is. She is going inside out. If you're going outside in, you're calling something else.
All right. So yeah, it looks like they went out inside out. She got to the hack where she was going to throw and said, "Nah, not that." So here she goes. Here's the shot.
Can they navigate through that port?
Not big. Sweep. Nope. The hard part about
It's a tough shot, but again, you cleared another guard, so force them to put it back. And you know, for all these guards they're throwing up, they're not getting two in the house. So
yeah.
Force them to one at least. Granted, they do have the hammer for a last draw.
I'm trying to think. I guess here it makes more sense to guard than that last shot. Because that last shot, it didn't change anything about the port, and they missed anyway. And you get a second one in, it looks real nice. Just a time. We got a whole new clock. Wait, did we get rid of the random? We got rid of the old clock in the back.
Yes. With one of our many enhancements, we have a new clock. That old clock that nobody liked and nobody could read is gone, and we now have a nice digital clock that's very easy to read. So there's no excuse for not keeping your game on time. Except, of course, that the other team is stalling, and there's nothing you can do about it.
And that is not going to help.
Guard, and it might. No, it will not. Okay, well, there's a wide open hit, and then there's no way they get more than one.
Yep. In this case, you want to ideally roll inside. If you can roll inside, that becomes real difficult.
That would be perfection. If anyone can do it, Lewis can.
It's not that far of a roll. You only need a roll.
No, just 1 foot will do it.
Yeah. And then the other thing there is it becomes a draw against 4, which is a little scary as a skip.
Yes, it is.
But of course, that's why they pay you the big bucks. There. Are they? Oh man. Well, we got news on sheet 2. They're already shaking after 3.
Shaking after 4.
Shaking after 4. Shaking after 4. Wright got some more points, and
that's
all she wrote.
Yep.
Wright moves on. That should affect the ice a little bit as the games come on. Here comes the shot. It looks a lot lighter than the other one. I don't know if she put enough on it. Well, gotta keep going. Gotta stay on it.
Gotta clip it. Clip it.
Oh, hard to say from this angle. I think from that angle it looks like red. From
Looking at the overhead,
I want to think red is 1.
and this on sheet 4 is the worst house in terms of deciphering the rings and sizing up which rock is closer. Our other sponsor ice houses are now much easier to read, and our own Chicago Curling Club ice house is the outlier that now that you look at it and go, who's closer? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they're playing the draw either way.
Yeah, they played the draw either way. It's either for 1 or for 2, and again, I'm going to check for mine.
Yep. Jim's going to give us a check here. I want to say red, but it doesn't really affect the shot either way for this last one. So, oh, that looks narrow.
It's quite close, but I believe yellow is the shot rock.
Okay. They did measure after the second end, and yellow did win the measure. Oh boy, another missed drop.
Oh, that's so now they're going to have to rely on that being shot rock to avoid the steal.
Connolly's not had a good drawing day. They're saying it looks like Robinson's saying red. Oh, another measuring for 2. All right, I think it's 1 red. We'll find out in a second. Yep, definitely at least 1 red. Based on the fact that red's about to throw, so another steal for Collins. Very nice. Wally showed up.
Well, it was her shot that
Yep, so,
deflected out the yellow just enough to.
so here's Hessian
count
touch.
it.
In end 5, not updated the score for 4, but it is still 5-1. Hess doing a very nice job in that first end. Can Kesh come back?
Vices, hang your scores, please.
Over on sheet 3, they are also just about to start the end. Oh no, I guess they're a little bit into it, and it is close again, coming over there. And here we go with the first rock from Katie Collins. You know, we should probably be like the Canadians and make fake commercials.
Be sure and join me for our new weekly podcast where I lock myself in a room and yell about curling.
There we go. All right. Melly Capelli to throw her first shot. A little bit deep there from
Red's
Katie
first
Collins.
shot drifted into the house.
Are they? No, they're not hitting that. I thought they were hitting that for a second, but no. Going a little deep here for yellow. All right, they hit off it.
Actually needed the broom on it a little sooner, tucked in behind it.
Yep. It's another thing that that's been happening from Curl Drink Repeat is that they've been a little bit late on the sweep calls here, which I just blame down to early season rustiness of just not quite being on
Well,
it.
it's always a little more difficult
When it's not
at a
your,
bond spiel and it's not your home rink.
yeah, exactly. Oh, it's in Cincinnati. I just figured this out. Going to be spending a lot of time with people from Cincinnati the next couple of days. All right, so I'm trying to get in. Not quite. Actually, I think that's a guard.
Well, they're unlikely to hit it, so it really doesn't matter at this point.
Well, they can't hit it
again,
as a guard.
It may just possibly be front biting, but
Yeah.
show no interest in taking it, so it really doesn't matter. It's just who can get there first with the outside in draw.
Yep. I also will say that most skips don't seem to trust their leads to be able to throw hits. Both Capelli and Collins have been noticeably hit free.
Not uncommon.
No, totally not uncommon. But just something to note in terms of where skip strategy is.
Team Right, by contrast, has no qualms at all about throwing lead hits. And if you're touching an eighth of an inch of the house, they will.
Yep.
And they won't miss. All right, here comes a hit.
No. Megan Mackinson. No. There. I didn't look. All right. And there's a shot. And oh no, I think they're gonna take their own out. They are. I'd throw the hit here. I know that
I'd throw the raise.
you threw. Oh, for the yellow? Okay.
Yeah.
You can
Gotta
throw
get
that.
something in the 8-foot and maybe undercover.
That's fair. You can, yeah. The
Yeah, I mean, they hit red and try and take out the back red. That would also be a reasonable call.
you do that, you get the stack as well, and your shot.
And what are they calling? Is this just a draw?
No, they're throwing the raise, like you said. Run across the screen to throw the raise. I think the miss is the draw. You know,
Well, this is veering off.
veering
to
off
the
course
left.
a lot. Paul Robinson and Meli Capelli.
Ended up being a draw to the left side.
And fourth shot. Collins throwing a hit. I can't tell, is she taking out her own? That doesn't seem to make sense to me. I assume not.
Taking out the yellow, one would think.
That's what I think too. And too much curl. Wait. I thought that was gonna hit that yellow guard for a second.
I almost feel like both teams are getting more curl than they expect.
Yeah, I agree. I think it wasn't curling towards the beginning of the game, and they started grooming for that. Now it's been curling a lot more since the ice has worn down a little bit, and they're kind of surprised. Were the do you happen to know if the stones were redone, touched up again before the year?
I don't know.
Okay. Because after they got touched up, both last year, both the beginning of the year when they were brand new, and then this year at the January.
He really moved.
It was gorgeous. It was so much fun. Super enjoyed having the new stones, and I want to thank you for that.
You're welcome.
All right, that's shot rock there from Cross. Does put some pressure here on Collins.
Yeah, that was a nice draw. I'm sure they would have liked it ideally a couple of feet shorter, but that was a nice draw.
Looks like they're calling the normal hit, control hit for Barch. And if you get the right angle, the double is theoretically there.
Absolutely.
But if you get that top yellow out, even if you roll away on the red, if you miss the double, it's not such a huge deal. Still fine. That's looking good. Don't think they'll get the double, but should get
But
one.
here comes the curl.
Nope.
Onto their own end. Moved it out of anywhere close to counting position, so
Yeah.
it was not an ineffective shot. The yellow is still sitting one, but it's more exposed.
It looks like he's throwing the guard here. I don't like this call, particularly when you're down two. With hammer, that's a very defensive shot to throw in your first vice stone. Get yourself counting. Like, why are you throwing a top 12 guard? That's not where you want to be. You want to be in.
And again, burned a little bit by the overcurl.
Yeah.
As you say, even if it hadn't curled and it was sitting near the center line, it's making it harder for yellow to get to, not easier.
Right, and like, if you got the burn by the overcurl, but you throw it T-line, then suddenly you're line two, and that's a double, it's there, but that's a double that Rachel Holman makes in her sleep, but if you're not Rachel
Right.
Holman, it's really hard to make. So Bart's throwing the hit here. Should be a light hit, I'd assume half to board weight. Looking good. Very nice shot. She's nailed it. Gorgeous.
Can't do it much better.
Very easy shot. 4-2. For actually, what? Red's lying 3 now.
Yeah.
There's Robinson. Needs to hit with stick.
And ideally roll.
And got it.
Partially buried, so it's something, but
Definitely.
I'm sure they will still take a poke at it.
Yeah. Definitely pokeable. So I don't know. What's the discussion about? Like, to me, it seems pretty obvious hit.
Probably just on what weight they want to throw.
That makes sense. What weight would you throw?
I'd throw board weight 'cause I want to be able to try to control it with the sweep and get a roll in either direction.
Interesting. I was thinking more control-ish. But
Well, board is
yeah,
control.
that's fair. Yeah, it looks like a board. They're on it the whole way. Mackinson and
Found the
Collins.
port, found the rock, and
got the roll.
and there's the coverage. Very nice.
Very nice shot.
It,
Just there in both directions.
and they are definitely sitting 3.
Yeah.
And so that, considering they're already ahead 2 in the game, now this
I
becomes
want.
somewhat of a make or break. Well, these 2 racks
Yeah,
together,
no, I
somewhat
think
of
they're
a make
definitely.
and break
I think they're
situation.
definitely sitting 3. I don't think
They
they're
are.
sitting 4.
They are. No.
Yeah. So Collins hitting 3. Curl, drink, repeat. Really needing to make this shot in order to keep it a game.
Well, this one or the next one. It's
Yeah.
these 2 rocks in tandem.
True. And if this game does get out of hand, we will move it over to sheet 3 with Carlson versus Hotel California. We're more than happy to switch games. And that's a nice shot.
Will it be shot rock?
Ooh.
It's difficult to tell.
Yes,
Yes, it is.
that's very nice.
And that rock's not going anywhere.
No, it's not. Right behind cover. Very nice shot. Good sweep to get it there. The only thing you can do is try and draw and out-count it. I don't know if that's enough room. We shall see. So, here we go. Important shot for Liz Collins. If she can make this, it will make it a much tougher shot for Patrick Connolly and Team Curl, Drink, Repeat, and Hammer. See if they can make something of this end. Meanwhile, if she misses, well, it comes an easier shot for him. Less stress. She's not been great under draws tonight. And that will continue. Alright. Connolly.
This
gonna-
is a little challenging because you can throw that same draw.
Yeah.
If he even taps his existing yellow and moves it either even a half inch farther from the button, then that one's not counting. So to get his deuce, he'd prefer to stay away from that rock altogether.
Yeah, you can notice he's given a lot more broom than Liz has, and I think that's part of it.
He does definitely have an asymmetric kick.
I think that the extra broom there is specifically because he wants to miss that
Yes.
yellow rock. If he hits that red in the back, that's
But
fine.
it's just hard to miss it, and it's not a deuce.
No, I think it's just one.
Yeah.
Yep. One yellow. All right. So let's see what's going on. Oh, and on sheet one, looks taking Hess beating Tesh in the Ryman game. So we're down to only to the left side here. In sheet three, we have Carlson beating Hotel California. Ooh, wait a second. They're about to throw their last stone.
Well, let's watch it.
Let's watch it. So, looks like yellow's
Red
line one.
with hammer.
Yellow line one and a mess of a house. A mess of a house.
Well, not so much a mess of a house, a mess of guards.
Yeah.
And that is guarded out the wazoo.
Yep. The mess of guards. Wolves throwing for Hotel California. No idea.
And they're
I think he's
trailing 4-1 and at risk of another steal. It's an uncomfortable.
I think he's throwing a draw. Hard to say.
It has to be a raise, draw weight raise, and
Yeah, and he's missed
that
it.
was just too tough for that many guys.
Yep. So one yellow and Carlson.
5-1 Carlson.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Oh hey. They figured it out. Go team.
I was going to ask them to turn the volume down a little bit. We want our loyal listeners to be hearing us, not a college football broadcast.
Let's have confusion reign. Alright, so we missed the first two stones. See, there we go. We had our broadcast. We had our fake commercial. So, Melly Capelli throwing her second one. Trying to get in the house, I believe, and she's gonna be a little bit light there. And now Katie Collins throw a second. It is the first time Team Collins has had hammer since the second end. So one of those things that can happen sometimes in a game is after you haven't had hammer for a while, you get it, and you're just like, oh wow, I forgot how to use this.
Sometimes you get so good at stealing one, you kind of lose your bearings.
Yep. It's an important thing to not lose them. All right. There we go. Connolly trying to draw behind here. Run across the throw. And be something. It's close. Oh, it's close.
Is it going to clear? Oh, a slight rub, which may have actually helped them.
I don't think it did. I think that was going to be gorgeous.
They think it was going to be right in the house?
I was going to be right in the house. I mean, you look at even with the rub, it ended up there. They would have had to sweep it more. All right. Megan Magnuson to throw the hit. Magnuson has unfortunately not curled well so far tonight. Missed a lot of her hits. Hasn't really had a chance to throw draws. Yeah. It's weird with this college football broadcast. 1 second.
Well, that hit was right there.
Right there. That was beautiful. Exactly what they're looking for. You'll keep an empty house right now, especially when you're up 1 with hammer. You can deal with empty house. Whoop.
So Yellow's 4 rock crashes on a guard, thereby creating another guard. And, again, it seems like this is a common theme across ends, but lots of guard rocks, and whoever can bury the draw first really gains the advantage.
Yep. So here's the second shot by Mackinson. Oh, looks like she's might be really good for Collins. Oh, it's around.
Sticks around, it's good, and it will.
It will. That's a nice shot there. Well,
that was it.
One thing that
nice end from Megan.
Yeah. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. There's the port. You just saw it happen. Do it. Just go on top. Yeah, there we go. She's just like, you know what?
Go out there and skip it for him.
Look, whether the shot's going to be hit or not, you never know. But you know, at least want to call the thing that's going to give your team the best chance of success.
Well, it's always much easier to skip from back here.
It's definitely much easier to skip from back here. All right.
There's a rub again.
Yep. And I think Yellow's second shot, though. Not that it really matters since they're both biting. Like, they're not really fully in the house, but it's there. And it does also open up that red shot rock. I think a backline wave.
Now, one thing that comes into play at this point in the game is we are very strictly enforcing the time control.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I didn't note the exact time that this game started, but they should be starting their 7th end by the 90-minute mark. And if they're not, then they will only play 7.
I'm going to say it has not this game has been running a little bit slow, so it wouldn't surprise me if they don't quite curl all in. But it did start a little bit late after the official 8:30 start time. I want to say it started at 8:40-ish, 8:45. So it definitely is going to be close. Oh, there it is. They have it. They have it. 1 second. So they said they're going to start the 7th end by 10:22. So it's currently 10:12.
Well, it's touch and go.
Yeah,
it might happen, it might not. And of course, that will profoundly affect the strategy at the 7th end.
Yep. I will say this seems more likely than not, honestly, considering they're on, the second, is this the first face down? With 10 minutes to go?
8 minutes to go.
Well, more than,
for this... I know when I'm timing, the skip rocks always take quite a bit longer, so...
Yeah, but
we'll see.
Yeah, but it's 10:12 for the computer. Yeah.
There's a very nice guard. sealing things off, and now they're going to they've still got to come around that port, but it's getting tougher.
Yep. I don't know. One thing I'm not sure, and I don't know how much it matters, particularly if you're thinking about time and all that, is how does can Collins get to here, and how does Collins get to? One is there. I don't know how you get two out of this.
Well, yeah, the hammer starts to lose its potency when you've got so many guards, so that last draw just isn't there, or it's very difficult.
Right. Exactly. So, here we go. Connolly throwing his first skip stone. Yeah, they're definitely going to make it to 7 in time, considering they're on skip stones already, with 9 minutes to go. So Connolly throwing his first skip stone. It's close.
Gotta get it there.
Gotta get it there. Gotta get it there through the port.
Not gonna get it there.
Oh, not enough weight.
And guess what? It's just another guard.
It is. There are 3 promote options.
There are many promote options, but none of them are the least bit easy.
No. Does that work? Heck yeah. Alright. So.
9 rocks, either guarding or waiting the top of the house.
Nope. I should not have touched that. Alright. So, right, 9 rocks going top out. So there are 3 shots essentially. The first shot is you can try, if you go by the wall, there's that stone over here. You can attempt to hit off the inside of that and roll in. The second 2 options are you have a stone that's directly guarding shot rock. The red stone, you could try and hit that in. If you miss, then maybe you could hit that other stone on the center line, like 2 inches.
Well, for my 7 rock, I like that banking off the one way on the left, or way on our right, because that rock isn't really doing anything, and if you go out there, you're not going to mess anything up. The guards are so good in the middle right now.
Yeah.
I feel like, why throw a rock there? You can throw it up just to put up one more guard, which might be what they're doing. But I almost feel like that's overkill.
No, I don't. I agree with you. I like that as a 7 shot, and you think about that as the 8 shot. And the other thing about the bank is if you miss the bank and you throw it with enough weight.
And it looks like they're going for the bank.
Yeah, if you throw it with enough weight, theoretically a draw is kind of there. If it's straight enough. It's not like the called shot or anything. But if you throw because you're going to be throwing back house weight, if you end up back 12.
Yes, it's a plan B to get a second rock. So
Yeah.
Yes, anything where there's 2 chances to win is always better. Now, granted, if yellow comes back with their 8 rock and they do a perfect run back on that high yellow, then you'll be kicking yourself. But honestly, I just don't think that's likely.
I don't think it's happening. They're sweeping. I think that's narrow. When they pull it out, nope. They're off it.
And maybe opening up a draw around that side?
Maybe. It's there.
Yeah, she just needed more weight on that last rock, too.
Yep.
Because you want to make sure you clear that guard so you're not interfering with anything.
Yep, absolutely. Oh boy. I don't know. It looks like they're thinking about that draw. Would you throw the draw or would you try that promote? Wait, that's not a draw. What the heck is that? What is that broom?
I don't honestly know. Oh, I think they're going inside out off that corner red.
Oh, okay.
Do you guys think they should throw another guard?
Yes.
Okay.
Everything's just wide open out there. I mean, come on.
Oh no. Oh no. What are they actually going for though? It looks like
We think it's inside out
The
off
only
that card,
thing I can think is inside out of that corner red.
but we have no idea what that broom. That broom is
Yeah,
weird.
it is his turn.
especially Cincinnati. I've never been to Cincinnati. How's their ice? Like, are they?
I don't know. I think my dad has been to Cincinnati, but he's not here to help us.
It's on my short list. I went to Cincinnati this summer. I liked it.
Yeah, I would like to go.
We're just marveling at all the garbage.
That was a valid effort, but he just maybe was a little to the left of the broom.
Yep. Alright. And now they're looking.
So now the ultimate challenge: how the heck do you get second rock into the house here?
Matt, I don't know. And we do it. Oh, hey. While we wait to figure out how they do that over on sheet 3, just to show you, red line 1 with a bunch of yellow kind of around. Alright. And back to sheet 4. Alright, here we go. Nope. I got another guard. That's what this end deserves. 1 red.
An appropriate finish. 13 rocks actually in play as of the end of the end.
Yeah, it's a lot. They will be able to get 8 ends in here because they have until 10:22 to get it off, and they should be able to start.
Remember, they have to clear 13 rocks before they can start the next turn.
Oh yeah, but they got a minute to do it. And here we go. Although, in fairness, sheet 3 is now on their second to last end. And here we go. Team Collins in a good position. They get the hammer in the last end, and they could steal 1 or 2 here. They'd probably really finish it off. That's a nice little play.
Close to the center line, close enough.
Close enough. Center guard. I will say, while the posted known method probably isn't useful,
It's not ideal. There were some problems with the apparatus, and when they've got the bugs out, there will be a timer that counts down to 0.
Yep. So there's been strict time rules in the Sponsbill. What they had is they usually, based on sheet 2, there's a timer, and in the ice house that everybody can see, and if that timer hits 0, that means you get the end you're in plus 1 end. Because the timer has been inconsistently working, they've added a new feature, which is they've thrown post-it notes on each sheet, and have said you have to hit this time. You have to hit the 7th end by this time, so you get your all 8 ends in.
We can go low tech when we have to.
Exactly. And for our sheet, they had to hit it by 10:22. They started the 7th end at 10:21, so they will get all 8 ends in, assuming they play 8. They're doing all right. definitely
And
compelling.
here we go again with the guard parade. Their front end just needs to get a little juice on their rocks.
Yeah, I will say
Things into the house.
one thing that did happen last time. I wonder if this is affecting the ice. With half of the ice house being open, I bet you the ice is slowing down
Oh,
quite a bit.
absolutely. Two empty sheets that tends to slow it down.
Yeah, so you got to adjust to that, and might have taken the people a little bit of time.
And now that I've said that, it looks like we have a very accurate, weight-wise at least, we have an accurate shot here. It did hang out just a little bit, so they can hit it if they so choose. Lewis is going to go with the draw game for now.
The draw here. I don't know. Even if you hit it, you're not going to stick around.
No.
And if you can put pressure on them, it's at least worth it on this shot.
There's some skips when they have the lead and really like to keep a clean house, but I don't think they're a real big hitting team. The draw is probably the better call here.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's a little heavy.
I think you're right.
Yep. Get through. Alright, we're going into the final end on sheet 3 here. So they pulled back, and it is 5-2. So Hotel California, without Hammer, is going to have to make it count and find a way to steal 3. It's going to be a tough one for them.
They're shaking.
Oh, they're shaking. Well, I will say, when Stefan told me that this was going to be the game I was doing, I didn't expect it to be the final game. But here it is. All the eyes here.
Well, he had good judgment then. He picked the most competitive game.
He did.
For us to be broadcasted.
All right. Meanwhile, another guard.
And, Grant Robertson is advising, I believe, for the Hotel California. He's a member here at Chicago. We have a lot of teams seeded with Chicago players as the out-of-town teams need a local or two to fill out their rink.
All right, and heavy again from Mackinson. Less heavy though.
Second verse, same as the first.
Yeah, less heavy because it looks like she's got herself into second shot. Very clearly there. And Brenna Cross gets a throw her second. Late on the first one, through a guard there. Gonna need to be better on this. Oh, it's close.
So I heard the Hotel California at the bar earlier, and they put in their drink order, and Leo just looked at them and said, "We haven't had that spirit here since 1969. Okay, I promise that's the last one.
All right. So, Becky Barstow in first. That looks.
It reversed.
Wow, that was looking good, and then it picked something. Yeah.
Well, that's what we talked about earlier, that unpredictability when you're near the wall, and apparently there was some debris down there.
Something. Exactly right. Not great.
And again, last draw on a long Bonspiel day, and that stuff will happen.
Exactly.
Yellow's first vice rock does come in a little hot, but with the red sitting as backing and back,
Oh boy.
take it out and sit to, although one of them not in a great position. And the rock that they're lead through is still the shot rock, and now, as her back end comes into play, Liz is going to call the takeout.
Yeah, I think the play here, especially when you're 2 and up 2, you just taking it out, being up 1 with is very nice. Even if you roll out here, it becomes a lot better as compared to what could have happened otherwise.
But it's going to wreck. And now it's guarded perfectly.
Yep.
It's really a drawing contest now to get around the other side.
And with 2 teams that have hit not that many draws, you really don't know who's going to win the drawing contest. You can sort of see in Robinson's release there, right? He starts kind of close to his body, but as he's releasing, he almost like rolls the stone away from himself. I don't know. I don't know how else to put it. I don't know if that's like the right terminology. Anyway, going around.
Looking very good.
It's looking very good.
Oh my.
It clearly works for him.
This is
trouble.
starting to look possibly like a game-changing end for Curl Drink.
Yeah, Curl Drink really do something here. Collins does have options. You have 2 hits. You can hit either one on the wall side. There is also the come around.
Gonna run it straight back.
I guess there's also that run too. I didn't even look at that. Yeah.
Well, the idea being that even if you're off a little bit to one side or the other, you clear the guard.
Yeah. Not the worst thing. The guard is hurting you.
And when you run it back, you have 2 chances to win, so you have 2 targets.
Right.
Now,
Exactly.
granted, if you're over on the right target, you've got a risk of crashing.
All right. Looks like just playing the run is something that's interesting here in terms of playing the run. Something that I generally don't do is if I'm playing a run, I usually like having the whoever's throwing to be right next to the stone I'm running. As compared to back.
Well, I like to do that when I'm holding the broom. It's more for my sake. I can call it better.
Yeah.
From up there.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what they like, and it works for them as a team, and that's all
Well,
good.
and some people are big on just always the T line, so you're always measuring consistently.
Yeah. Hard. That looks narrow. It is narrow.
All right, cleared the guard.
Cleared the guard.
Now they'll either put it back or draw on another one. They could come down all the way to it.
Looks like they're throwing the guard. I mean, in fairness, that's what he's done the whole night. Every single time he's had an opportunity to guard or throw.
Well, I mean, I'd plan A to come right to it, maybe even tap it a little, but then you're even if you're light of the house, you're guarding 3 now.
Yeah.
Liz does have an open, really has openings on both sides for a draw. It's certainly it's not an easy draw to get full 8 and out count those 2 yellows, but it's certainly makeable.
Right, and honestly, up to if you can get yourself to only if you outcount, even if you don't outcount those yellows, you outcount that back red, so it's a tie game with Hammer going into the last end.
Yeah, I'll count the back yellow.
Certainly.
I almost feel like if I'm Connolly here, I'd want to get a push on that front yellow and get it deeper into the house.
Yeah, but the plan was the guard. It looks a little heavy though. Nope, it's gonna overcurl. Wasn't heavy.
Yeah, too light and too narrow.
I think the bigger thing for him is they need to, for Colin, for curl, drink, repeat. I think they need to be a little bit more. They're also clearing off some debris from the wall there. Interesting.
Well, now that they've had a mishap over there, then you start to notice more things.
Yeah.
So it looks like Liz is not going for a draw round. She's going to hit. Now, if you get lucky, you'll double out the back one. But even a nose hit, then we'll out-count the back one. You take them down from 3-1. You're in very good shape. So that's a good call. Because if you tried the draw and then you missed, you're still giving up 3.
Yeah, no. There's a whole bunch of bad things they have with the draw that I don't think you have with the hit. The theoretical worst case scenario with the hit is you only get one and you nose it. The best case scenario is there's a whole bunch of other things that can go right, like that. Right. So now.
And that's fine.
Yeah. Now they can best case get 2, which is fine. Because you're tied with hammer going into the 8th end, and you'll take that. So
he's got to be sure he gets out to the broom here. He's been tending to arm swing it a little inside on these.
Looks closer.
Looks like he's out there. That's what he wants it to be.
Yeah. Do they have enough weight, though? I think so. I think this is going to be 2. I think it's a very nice shot. Yep. Very nice. Oh.
Yeah. Got it. Wow. Yeah. Needed every bit of the sweep they put on it.
All right, tie game coming down to the wire. Everything you look for in curling. Now,
and of course, if the game does end in a tie, we'll do a warm draw. We're not going to do an extra end at 11 at night.
No.
Well, we wouldn't any time of the day except during the finals. But it will be a warm draw. But of course, if the game tied, it's very unlikely. And it will be a tie. These aren't the teams that throw hit after hit and then blank the end.
So it is important to note here, I think at some point in the near future, folks will start to notice the fact that this game is tied in the 8th end and will slowly make their way over.
It doesn't really have the number of house spectators that we would ideally like for such a game.
Yeah. I'm raptured.
Starts out with a good center guard, which can only help yellow to steal.
It's all there. The Collins, would you throw a guard here, or would you just try and come around? I think she's trying to come around.
Sure.
Just be aggressive early in the end.
Yeah.
Trying to roll it back. Thought that was going to go out for a second there.
It came awfully close.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to end up as a corner guard.
Really guarding the corner, though.
But that's in a tie game in the last end. That's not something that's really going to come into play. So
no,
not terribly useful.
I think I understand why she's coming that way because there's less of a curl there. But I would actually probably try to come the other way with that center to try and come behind.
Certainly your instinctive reaction when the guard's on one side of the center line, draw the other way.
Yeah.
And that's what yellow's trying to do, or they may be putting up. Oh, whoops, they burned it.
Oh, they did.
Oh, well, it happens.
Yeah. Whoopsies. It's always unfortunate when you're the thrower and they burn your last rock. You always want your last rock to be a good one. You can say you can at least lead on that. And this one, you don't even know.
And doesn't it seem like every time you burn a rock, it's like it was going to be a really good rock.
Oh, absolutely.
Because, you know, if it's a bad rock, you're probably not sweeping that closer that hard.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's only the good shots that you burn.
Yeah, only the good shots that are burned. All right, and a guard. All right. So, 4 rock stones so far, 3 guards and a burn. Who's gonna get that first one in? Lorna, it's been 4 rocks so far, 3 guards and a burn. Alright. Alright, Brennan cross and throw over first. As we move to the seconds now. Cross, trying to hit the cross of the T line. And not looking good based on the sweeping. Is that going to hit that yellow? That red?
It's a tick.
It's a tick? It is a tick. And not
More,
gonna
more
quite-
guards.
More. So remember, in the last end here, going this way, there were 13 rocks in play and 10 guards. So far, we are well on our way to breaking that mark.
But now, with both sides wide open, I think somebody's going to find draw.
Yeah. At this point, it's still early enough in the end that there are openings that if you can make it, you can. Megan Mackin's throwing it first. That looks heavy. No, maybe not. In fairness, everybody else is light. Might as well throw it heavier than you think.
Well, it is not heavy.
It's not heavy. That's gorgeous.
Yes, it is.
That's exactly what they need. Now, the one issue with that is it's a little bit deep, and now teams can come down to
They
it.
can sit on it and out count it.
Yeah. Something that I'm wondering, so my dad is about to play in the World Mixed Curling Championships, and I'm wondering, like, a shot like that, when he's playing against a team like Scotland, are they just going to sit on it the whole time? Probably.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Scotland, Japan, and Sweden, those are going to be the really tough games for Team Israel.
aren't there any other, like, lesser countries in the event? Did they just have a really unlucky draw?
No, it's there are lesser countries in the event. It's a 7 or 8 team group. Those are the top 3 teams in the group.
Well, are those the first 3 games or the only 3 games?
Those are 3 of the 7 games.
Oh, okay. It's a round robin. Okay.
Yeah. I don't remember the other teams in the group. I just clocked the hard ones and went, okay. That is
And then now
great.
we're just seeing one great draw after another.
Yeah, really.
Both snuck in right on the tee line, out counting the previous rock. So now he's looking to clear. Now that seems
I don't like that shot at all.
puzzling to me when you're not
No,
hammered.
that's a bad call if you're not hammered. If you want to do anything to get rid of it, you throw backline weight at that red one and you see if you can get rid of it, or you try and knock it back a little bit. But throwing these guards away just helps the hammer team. It just helps them out.
I guess the only good news from their standpoint is they didn't completely clear it, so there's still something up there. But they're just.
Honestly, that actually somehow helped them because now they're not under the shot rock is not actually undercover. But
Well, sure, but part and parcel of that is that if you throw in there, you're not undercover either, and Red having the last shot tends to advantage them when it's clean up front.
that is true. Sweep. little heavy. It'll be close.
It might work. It might push that yellow. Oh no, it's a guard. It's a guard. It's not there, and it's a good guard.
That's a good guard.
Yeah, that's
very nice.
That makes things really difficult.
Yeah. I think you have to hit. The double is there. I think you might end up doubling out your own. If you're yellow?
You would definitely. You would almost certainly take out your own.
Yeah. But I think it's a risk you have to take.
What choice do you have?
Right,
You have to
exactly.
get at that red somehow.
Yeah.
Move stuff around. Do something.
Yeah. Robinson to throw. Close. They're not sweeping though.
Looks like he's on line. Might be a little
I think that's
wide. No. And we were 100% wrong. He got both of those. Well, he got one of them out and moved the other one. And moved the yellow so little that it is now shot rock. That was wow.
Did it really?
And and they didn't sweep it, just right out of his hand. He threw that.
Don't think that was called, but it worked. In fairness, the shot here for red is just hit that yellow. Even if you hit one of the reds out, it doesn't really matter.
Well, they can go red into yellow. That's
Yeah.
what they're trying to do.
That's what their plan is. Sweeping out of her hand here.
It's on the yellow.
It's on that front yellow.
Still might work. No, that did not work.
Now yellow's lying 2.
Oh, yeah, it's getting a little squirrely.
Yeah. This is one where I think Liz has been grooming. Some of her hits, I think she's been grooming a little bit wrong, and that she hasn't been giving them enough ice. Like I think the weight was good there, but there wasn't enough ice for Becky to be able to make that shot, and she's been doing it.
Well, but she may not have hit the broom, and
That's possible.
we just difficult to make that call from here.
That's hard to make the call. That's true. No, but I've seen the same thing with her own shots, with Liz's own shots. So I'm not just saying it's a Becky thing. I think it's both of them. So, and here comes the draw. Or guard. And Will Heavy.
Line looks good.
Line does look good. No, that was a nice shot.
Mm-hmm.
There is a port there on the wall side. If you can get in between that yellow, there's 2 yellow guards, that you can get to shot that way.
Yeah, there is, and that's really what they have to do. And then if you miss, at least peel that top yellow.
Yeah, it's not easy. I'm not calling that easy. I'm just saying it's there.
It's totally there, but the trick is you got to curl a fair amount, and then still have enough juice to tap that yellow back a few inches so that you can out-count it.
Yeah, although I was thinking you don't even, if you have enough juice, you should be able to curl that you're on the inside of the yellow, so that should get you shot. Inside of the shot yellow. Good stuff.
Does that have enough weight?
Doesn't have enough line. Never mind the weight. It just doesn't have
Well,
enough line.
it's the combination. The lightweight made it lose its line, and oh boy.
Well, now you got to guard if you're yellow. You know what the shot is. You got to guard that. tough. When he makes the guard here, I don't know what you do. I got nothing. Alright, here we go. As Carly throws it. Looks heavy. He's going to make the port.
It's fine.
No, that's great.
I would have to say that shot is gone, and we are in Hail Mary territory now. I suppose there's a shot on the top of the house red into yellow.
I think that's there. The other option, if you miss, is you have the center red into that top 12 red into the yellow. If you miss the right way.
Oh, from way up top.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a miracle shot.
No, that's a plan B.
Yeah.
But yeah, is that again? Like, I don't think that's enough room. Or sorry.
Unless she's really launching peel weight, which she typically doesn't, I would have to agree with you.
Look, it's not like, I mean, you need a little bit more than that. We're talking like another couple inches here, right? But I just don't think it's enough. I don't think it's enough room. Sweet. Oh, that's close.
So close.
Well, yeah, it was a close one, but no cigar. And
Well, it was either too much room or she was a little outside of it. But
yeah,
that was lost earlier in the end though, and
yep.
yellow really caught fire. They nailed several shots in a row.
And Curl Drink Repeat with the comeback victory to beat Team Collins 7-5. Congratulations to them as they move on to the second event, and Team Collins moves into the fourth event. For Jim Clan, I'm Jonathan Horowitz. Thank you all.
Thank you for